Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you what is Jupyter Notebook and how to install it and use it. So here is the website of Jupyter Notebook, and it is actually usually used with Python developments and is a very good tool for both coding and exporting reports and documentation. The best way to install the Jupyter Notebook and Python environment, the simplest way is to use the Anaconda. And to find Anaconda, the easiest way is to just Google Anaconda Python, and the first one, click on it, and you get download. And here you can choose your version of operation system. I'm using Windows 64-bit, and I'm going to just click this one and download and install it. Here currently it provides both Python 3.7 and Python 2.7. Be careful with which version you are using. There are differences in the grammar and syntax. If you're not sure, Python 3.7 is a newer one, so use Python 3 instead of Python 2. The installation is quite straightforward, so I'm just going to jump to what is Anaconda and what is Jupyter Notebook. So this is what you will see when you open the Anaconda navigator. Anaconda is actually a platform that helps you to install Python and Jupyter Notebook, and also provides other tools like Spider, VS Code, all those things. The Jupyter Lab is an integrated version of Jupyter Notebook, which means it provides more functions. It was in beta version, and very recently it jumped to version 1. So we are looking forward to get a better version of it. But today I'm going to show you how to use the most basic functions, Jupyter Notebook. So there are two ways to start Jupyter Notebook here. The first way is to just go to Anaconda navigator and click Launch. And the second way is you go to your Windows Start menu, or if you're using other operating system, there are similar ways. And you type in Jupyter. And you can see here, if you hit enter, it will start up. And on Windows, it will automatically pop up the window in your web browser, actually in your default web browser. Here I'm using Chrome. For some reason, I will explain at the very last session of this video. And also you will see there will be a thread running in the background, which is this one. So what it does is Jupyter Notebook, it starts this ugly black window at its core, and its core is streaming everything it wants to show you to a localhost port on a computer, and then when it will initiate a web browser to link to that web page and show you what is happening. And now you can see my home page is here, and you can see under the home page there are a lot of files, and as we see documents, we will know that this is under the user directory. Actually, this is a default home directory for you, and I will show you in a moment how to change that. But first, let's see what can Jupyter Notebook do. Let me show you a work of mine. Jupyter Notebook, it provides several functions. For example, you can just type in some texts. We can see that it has a lot of blocks, and here you type in some words. So for example, today is year 2020. And if you click Shift Enter, or you can click this Run button, it will just convert everything to the visual version. Be careful that Here it is following the protocol and grammar of LaTeX, so if you're typing just one enter, it will merge those two lines. You need two enters to break the line, or you can do double slash, and now it's June. This doesn't work. Okay. And in addition to LaTeX, it also supports HTML codes. So to switch the output version back to the codes, you just double click it on this cell and it will show you what is the original thing. You can see here it is an HTML table. So if you click run, it will just show you the spreadsheet and stop the ugly code. And also talking about LaTeX, it also supports the equations. Run and it will give you these beautiful equations. And next, how to code in it. So here you can see that there are 4 types of blocks, and once you select one block, you can select which type this block is. So previously this block is Markdown, which means it's LaTeX file, but here everything is compiled as a Python code. So let's see, here we have some codes. Let's run them one by one. Here you may see that there is a in square bracket 11. It means this is the 11th block that has been run. So before I showed you this, I've already run it once, and if you don't like this, let's stop everything and restart the kernel. So first interrupt the kernel and then restart the kernel. And this way it resets the counter. And if you click run, now it's running. You see it's 1. Be careful, it is not erasing everything which existed before. So actually this block hasn't been run. So you need to run again. And it's a second block that's been run. Okay. And you can see here there are some beautiful figures already plugged in, and if you want to add a block in between, here insert cell before, okay, figure, let's plot something interesting. For example, here let's plot this again, but now I'm going to change the color. I can show you how it works. Okay, shift enter. I need to give you this curve, and since I've changed the color, you can see it was blue here, but now it's green. Yeah, this is what we can do about it. And then so how do we create a new file? It's like this. So first go to the folder you want to create a new file, and then on the right top corner there is a button called new. So here you can create many different things. I'm going to create a Python 3 file. And if you go back to the folder, you'll see here it's called untitled.ipynb. This file is only supported by Jupyter Notebook. So if you want to share your code with somebody who doesn't use this, or if you want to share a report, I will show you later how to do that. And hereby just simply click on that untitled. You can change the name, so a new name. And here you can start to code. And then how to export reports. Usually this is how I do it. File, download as. You can see a lot of different file formats are supported. Usually the HTML is best recommended. Let me show you. So I click download and it will automatically download it to your default download place. And once I click it, you can see that this is the place where I download my things, and this is what it will show you. You can see now it's not in the Jupyter Notebook environment, it's an HTML file. So everything is just displayed as a website, web page, and well, you can see it's super clear. You can share this with other people, or you can just hang it on your website. There are other ways. For example, you can download as a LaTeX file. It gives you a zip file because there are figures. So let's go into it. You can see there are 4 figures which are depended on by the text file, and then you can compile it with your compiler. And then there are other ways. So you can download as PDF via LaTeX. This requires an installation of some LaTeX compiler on your computer. If you don't have it, this is what will happen. It will show you an error 500. But if you do have something like MikTeX installed on computer, it will work. So if you don't have it, how do you export an PDF file directly? Yes, you got it. Just Control-P, just print it as a PDF file. This is supported in almost every web browser, and in Chrome browser you can see it works perfectly. But if you're using the IE Explorer or the Edge Explorer, both provided by Windows, there will be some troubles. Something will be missing here. You cannot show them everything, so avoid using IE or Edge browser to export PDF file in Jupyter Notebook. Okay. And as I mentioned, I'm going to show you how to set the starting directory. To set the starting directory, there are 2 ways, and it depends on what is the way you are going to start your Jupyter Notebook. So if you're going to start it from here, you will need to change the registered path in your Anaconda. And the way is go to your Windows Start menu and type in Anaconda. Here you can see that there is something called Anaconda prompt. Click on it. So Anaconda prompt is where you install packages and where you set other things to Anaconda. If you're going to install something, you can do Anaconda install and the name of your package or pip install. Let me show you how to set the starting directory. So the starting directory is written in a file, and so we need to first create that file. And to do this, do Jupyter Notebook -- generate -config. Be careful with the space and hit enter. Now it will generate I've already created this, so I will just select yes. Okay, this is what it generates, the file. So this file is generated at this place. If you go to this place, you will find this file, and then you search for c.notebookapp.notebook. Okay, so this is a directory where your Jupyter Notebook will start in. What I mean is when you hit the Jupyter Notebook button in your Anaconda, or when you start Jupyter Notebook, this is a folder you jump in. You cannot go to folders outside of this folder. So if you're having a computer with multiple hard drives and you want to work in certain drive instead of the other one, be careful with where you set the initial directory. Of course, in the code you can use change directory cd, those commands to jump to other working directories, but this is the directory you jump to in your GUI. So if you're just using your Windows Start menu to go to your Jupyter Notebook, you need to set the starting position in this way. So right click on it, open file location, and here you can see the shortcuts to the app you're running, and then right click again, click on properties. Okay, here is where you will need to change. So just change this part and change this part. Okay. And what else? Okay, I guess that's all the things you need to know about Jupyter Notebook, but there are additional recommendations I want to give you. So first, please look around your Anaconda navigator. There are other very useful tools. For example, Spider is when you're not using not exporting any PDF files or HTML reports. You just want your code and you want it to run. Spider may be a better compiler, and it has some built-in debugging tool, which is very useful. And sometimes you need to do something with environments, and there are also some very useful learning materials supported and available here. And here I do recommend Pandas, because Pandas is a file you work with Excel spreadsheets, and also NumPy and SciPy will be very useful. And there are also Matplotlib documentation is a data visualization tool, and there are all other documentations. And here it's a list of supported Anaconda packages. You can easily install them on Anaconda. And here you can see that there are a lot of different Python versions. If you want to switch to different versions of Python, this is usually because of you're using some packages which is not supported by a certain version of Python. Here's how you do it. You can just Google it, but the way is you create this environment and then you activate it. All of this should be done in the Anaconda prompt, and once you are not using it anymore, just deactivate and then activate another thing. That's how you do it. Okay, thank you for listening and good luck.